Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another VGU test drive. I've forgotten for a second because this one's a little bit special. Of course, I'm talking about Concord gameplay here. This is the PlayStation, I guess, live service game that they're trying to get going, coming out on PC and PlayStation 5 in just a few days now. It is now August. But this is the beta that they had a couple weeks back. I had played it, and the reason why I'm talking in past tense rather than live direction, because if you've seen an episode of Test Drive, usually it's a live gameplay, live let's play of us playing the game and giving our impressions as we play it. I did that for this one, and the gameplay, I was recording through OBS, and the bit rate was low as hell. And I did not realize that the bitrate was that low, and so the gameplay came out super fuzzy, so I had to re-record everything just so it wouldn't look so hideous. Now things look better. I captured some native gameplay and also captured more OBS gameplay and just upped the bitrate this time so it wouldn't look so funky. But hopefully you're getting some good footage here while we play, because I'm going to give my opinions on this game, because for those of you who don't know my credentials when it comes to judging a game like this, big Apex fan, big Titanfall fan, a lot of multiplayer shooters I've been a fan of for a long time. And weirdly enough, this game gives just the slightest vibe of something like Gotham City Imposters, where it's a lot of like nonsense colors walking around all over the place, and it's very bright, very punchy, has a personality to it, very vibrant, but it's also very, like, I don't know, it's an amalgamation of a lot of things. So I'm gonna start with like my general thoughts on the game. I think the game is fun. I think Concord is fun. I think it's a good game. But like I hinted at earlier, it is an amalgamation of a bunch of other games. It is parts of Overwatch. It is parts of, I'm gonna be honest, it's parts of Call of Duty. It's parts of Destiny 2 multiplayer. It's just a lot of stuff in here, and I just don't quite know how to parse this one. I don't know if it's going to be successful. It has all the pieces to be successful, but there's a couple weird choices they're making with it. Now, it is class-based, so, you know, you've probably seen a couple glimpses of the class selection screen already. But it's less class-based and more character-based, because I say whenever you think of classes, you're thinking, oh, here's the heavy, here's the scout. Or actually, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, this is class-based, but I guess more recently, whenever I think about a class-based game in any context, I'm thinking like maximum 5 classes. I'm thinking, oh, like here's a heavy class, here's your medium, and here's your light. And, you know, they all share different characteristics. Like, oh, if you're a light classes are usually your healers, usually your snipers. If you're a medium class, those are usually like your, you know, soldier 86s, like your damage dealers, your grenade launcher people. And then the heavy class is like, okay, this is the big bruiser. Get them in there close with a flamethrower. Get them with like some melee weapon or something. Those are what I'm thinking of when I think of the word class. But this game, Concord, has character classes in a way that like Team Fortress 2 has character classes, where they are classes, but they feel more like just characters, because they're all distinct enough and they all have distinctive loadouts between them all that it feels, you know, it feels different. But, you know, I can still put in work with a lot of these classes. And that's the thing that I think is kind of interesting to me. When I played this game at first, I really wanted to stick with the classic crew. If you're looking at the map or the selection screen, the 2 characters that I have on the furthest left are the characters I tried to play with the most, because they did have the more stereotypical loadouts I'm used to. One of them literally just has an assault rifle with like a scope that can see through smoke, and of course smoke grenades to go with it. And then the other one is kind of like a healer with an LMG type thing. He kind of looks like Ty Dolla $ign. I played with those guys a lot, and I did enjoy my time with those guys, but when it became difficult to play with them, I had to change my tactics, because whenever I play any type of multiplayer shooter like this, most often I am a running gunner. I do like to just zip around, run around the place, use quick reaction time and just knock on the people, get behind them in their spawn. That's like my favorite thing to do in any of these types of games. But the characters that have the assault rifles are not always conducive for that type of play style. I have to play a little bit more reserved if I want to play as one of those assault rifle guys. Now, contrary, there are some SMG people. There's one SMG girly who like has a bunch of like weird movement abilities where she like gains speed, but I don't know, she feels a little bit, there's not a lot of damage to be done with her. She has her SMG, but she's more of a disruptor rather than a killer type character. And I gotta be honest with you, y'all. Also, I'm not gonna remember any of these names. I'm just not going to. So, you know, you're just gonna have to just work with me here. But yeah, her character is more of a disruptor. And then there's another SMG lady who's a little bit older. I like her. She has like walls and then like an explosive kind of orb area of effect thing she can launch out. I like her quite a bit. Her SMG is giving World War II weaponry era stuff, even though we're in space. I like the SMG guys, but everyone with an automatic weapon plays opposite of the gameplay style I most prefer. I most prefer just, hey, let me just run around, zip dip, and then just unload a clip into an enemy's face. But the characters that do play that way force me to kind of rethink and reacquaint myself with different types of weaponry. There's a character in the game. He's the one from the main trailer. He was the big quippy kind of Star-Lord guy. He plays pretty damn well. He's all pistols. He has one kind of, you know, semi-automatic pistol and then a revolver. He can switch between them on the fly. I like playing as him. He can heal himself whenever he wants to. He has to earn those charges again, but he can heal himself, and I like playing as him because he's very self-preservationist, and he can't run around quite as much as I would like, but he is very, I don't know, he can do a lot on his own without having to rely on teammates. And also, I will say, for a game like this, I did so adjacent to Overwatch, I usually play healers. Didn't find healing all that satisfying, to be honest. But we'll talk about what I did find satisfying. So the characters that are more conducive to my run and gun playstyle, there's two in particular that I really like. There's this one character who's kind of a stealth character. She basically has a cloaking move that she activates as soon as she does a dodge, and all these characters have a dodge. That's why you see the glimpse in the third person every now and then. That dodge just turns her invisible, and while she's invisible, she has a silenced pistol. It's like a 3-shot burst, kind of like Rafika from Modern Warfare 3. If you ever played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the original one, not the new one. Though I think there is a 3-shot gun in that game as well. Yeah, I like playing as her because it was a really effective strategy to pop off a couple shots with the pistol, and then right before you die, dodge, go invisible. Now the enemy's disoriented. They don't know where you are. You can just get right behind them or just right outside their peripheral vision and just pop them a couple more shots with the Rafika. It's not called the Rafika, but I'm calling it the Rafika. And I would literally do that all the time, and I would stack up, you know, several kill streaks with it. I was really happy with my gameplay playing as that character. And then there's another character who, this is absolutely the opposite of what I would play in a game like this, but she's all knives. Like, her whole thing, she has like throwing knives that she'll throw at enemies. She's melee based, so if you get close, she can do kind of like a commando lunge towards enemies. And she also has, what is it? She has like a little glaive, like boomerang type thing that she could throw at people, and then they take extra damage, which, you know, does really good for the knives and really good for the melee lunge. I love playing as her. She has probably the highest movement speed in the entire game, and she just zips around. She gets in people's faces. She can do that really hard melee hit, and often what I would do, I would get like one, basically the combo would go, let me throw the glaive. Now they're activated for double damage. By that point, they know something's wrong. Then I'll hit them with one of my throwing knives, and then they're at half health. And then before they are able to turn around and get to me, I've already gotten into melee lunge distance, and I've already sliced them up and they're dead. And that was immensely satisfying. I really, really like playing with her. I think she might be the only character I remember. I want her to say her name is Baz, like Bazz. And I only remember that because it was so close to the name of the rapper Boz over on Dreamville's label. So I thought that was kind of fun. Plus, I like her art design. I like her style. And I want to give a shout out to the character design in this game overall. I like the look of a lot of these characters. The sniper, even though I did not have fun with the sniper, and I'm probably not going to be a sniper in this game, I like her look. I like her little braids. I just think she's a very soft looking black woman, which I feel like is not a design that we get a lot in any game. I feel like if it's a black woman, it's this hard, lived a hard ass life, just like they either make us look rough or just I don't know, not great. But this one's doing a good job. Like not every dark skinned black woman in a video game gotta look like Deborah Wilson. There's a wider range that we can go with, and I love Deborah Wilson. I love her role in I was about to say Wolf of Wall Street, Wolfenstein 2. I loved her in Jedi Fallen Order. I haven't even gotten to Survivor yet. She does great in everything she's in. There's more ways a black woman can look. That's all I'm saying. And this kind of plays with that gamut, because not only do you have the sniper character in this game, Boz herself, just a really cool looking black woman with the big purple puffs. I really dig the art style, and I even like a lot of the like android / alien characters. Even the pistol girl that cloaks that I was just talking about, that is an android. Very cool looking purple android as well. I really like these character designs. And I don't know how much of that. I forgot the older woman with the SMG that kind of looks like it's from World War II. Love her. An older Asian woman. First off, older women in any of these like class-based games feel like it's somewhat rare. I think, what is it? Blizzard brought in a certain character. There was a sniper healer character that they brought into Overwatch a long ass time ago. It was like middle-aged, and everybody thought that was cool. I thought that was cool, and I feel like they're kind of copying a lot of Blizzard's homework with this game, but I think they were copying that kind of vibe a little bit with that character as well. I like a lot of the looks of these characters. I just feel nothing about them because this is a live service multiplayer game over everything, and I'm just not going to get excited about. It's hard for me to get excited about a live service multiplayer game. It's just hard for me to do that. I think that's the case, and I understand that with Overwatch, people got really into these characters. People watched these animatics, these cinematic cutscenes that would come out every couple months, and they would get hype about knowing more lore, and they would have their mains, and there were people who got into different gameplay styles that they wouldn't have tried only because their main was in a different gameplay style. I'll tell you right now, I am not a sniper, but when that healing sniper girl came out in Mafia, wow, I'm mixing up my fucking brands. In Overwatch, when that middle-aged sniper lady came out, I want to say she's like Zenyatta, but I know it's not Zenyatta, but it's like something similar. I don't play snipers, but I played as her because I thought the healing sniper was cool, and I thought it was cool to have, a older player character. And so I tried that out for quite a while, and I'm like a Lucio main. So it was a switch up, but it was a switch up that I was like excited about. In this game, I do like how I am being forced into different types of, mechanics. If I want to run around and zip around, then I can't have my SMG, I can't have my LMG, I can't have my assault rifle. So I appreciate that, hey, if I'm going to use these weapons, then I'm going to be forced into, a different context. I'm going to be forced into doing something a little bit unique. And I like that. I like how this game kind of like pushes you to do something a little out of the ordinary. You can't play this game exactly as you would play something like a Call of Duty, something like a Halo, something like a Destiny 2 even. Because Destiny 2, a lot of different abilities. Every ability in Destiny 2 effectively just comes right back down to killing. There's not much to Destiny 2's PvP multiplayer outside of like, all right, I got this ability. This ability helps me kill people. This ability helps me kill people. This ability helps me kill people. This ability may make me heal or give me some type of defensive wall or give me some type of speed boost, but only if I'm in the small circle. And when it's PvP, you can't afford to stand still. So that's just not going to work for folks. I understand that's like more of a PvE design element, but this game doesn't have to worry about that. This game is PvP all the time only. And I gotta be honest, I played a lot of the respawn game modes. When it comes to the modes that, how do I say this? When it comes to the modes that, what is the word I'm looking for? The single respawn modes. I only played those like twice because they weren't for me. For a game like this where it is all about the abilities, and it is a pretty high time to kill in general, but despite that high time to kill, you get the right combo of abilities hitting your face and you're going down pretty fucking quick. It always felt like, oh man, I've lost my opportunity and I have to now wait around for another opportunity. That never felt great, but once it's, a respawn mode and I get to get right back out there in about 5 seconds or less, that always felt, I was fine with dying and coming back if I do get to come back. So yeah, this game, it's weird because I play this and I'm like, all right, how does this game compare to the other live service games that I rotate between? I'm a Call of Duty person, so I've had Modern Warfare 3 on PlayStation for several months. I picked it up on Game Pass, cross progression. I'm playing it on Game Pass, and I'll hop into it well, not every other day anymore, but I'll hop into it pretty regularly. And, it's Call of Duty. It's still fun. Despite all its flaws, it is fun to play. Probably going to play Black Ops 6 as well. Same thing for Apex. Apex just just launched a new season a day or two ago. I hopped in there. I haven't played Apex in like a year plus, but I played a single match and I was like, God, this is fun. I didn't even win and we got eliminated pretty quickly, but like that game is satisfying as hell. So like we already got these two games in Destiny 2. Haven't played it in a long time. I know that game's quality. I own a lot of the DLC for it. I just know that game's good. I know that there's so many other live service games that are trying to make a name for themselves. I know Almost Human came out. I know Delta Hawk Ops or whatever. I think Delta Ops or something. The one that's a reboot of the old shooter way back in like 2002. And the campaign's based off the movie. I know that's coming out. That looks like a Battlefield clone, but it looks good. It looks really solid, and I kind of want to try it out. There's a lot of these multiplayer games that are coming out. There is not room for all of them. I think we all know this. I think even, the devs of this own game, and I think Sony as a publisher knows that you can't, they're not publishing this game. They own the studio, so yeah, this is theirs. I think they know that they can't ride this way forever. I think they know that there's only so much money to be extracted from this oil reserve. I guess we'll see how much they're able to take, because it is quality. The gameplay is fun. Now, I will say when it comes to progression, that is one issue I have. And I have footage of the gameplay up I'm watching as I talk about this. So just so I could like jog my memory about things. This game, the progression is weird. There are level ranks, of course, but then each of the characters you play have their own rank up rewards as well. And then on top of that, there are like different challenges that you get every single week /day/ I think seasonal challenges they have on there as well, and those provide additional XP. But like what I was playing, there needs to be I'm hoping in the end game they'll have this, because this is just a beta that I played, but I'm hoping in the end product they'll straight up have, hey everybody, here's all these different challenges with all these different tier rewards. Because when I think about challenges in a game like this, I'm thinking about the gold standard, Call of Duty. Now, Call of Duty has not been the gold standard for challenges in the last couple iterations, because they switched over to the whole seasonal model of challenges, and now their challenge system has all been screwed up. What it was originally, back on like PS3, PS4 generation, was, all right, you just unlocked the M16. Now get 10 kills with the M16. Here's 100 XP. Now get 50 kills with the M16. 200 XP. And then eventually it just keeps compounding. And then it's like 1,000 kills with the M16. 5,000 XP. And then it just stacks and stacks and stacks, so that you're always being rewarded. You're always working towards something, no matter what you're doing in the game. And take that from the M16, apply it to every explosive device in the game, apply it to every pistol, every shotgun, every SMG, every activity, I got 500 double kills in the game. I got 400 team wipes in Search and Destroy. There's always something to work towards, and that's part of what made that game so addictive, because you could be playing the game, not even be considering that, like, hey, I'm working towards something, and then just unlock something randomly. Like, you can be on your 80th hour of multiplayer gameplay, and you randomly hit a challenge for 10,000 XP that you didn't even know you were on the precipice of, and that's the fun of it. I hope that a game like Concord can kind of embrace that, because with the dawn of the seasonal structure of Call of Duty, it was so difficult for challenges to matter, because they would all be over at the end of the season. Hey, you want to get that 10,000 XP challenge? You have to now actively work towards it. You basically have to stop the presses on everything else you're trying to do in your life and just sit here and grind the kills so that you can get that challenge. It is no longer something that happens organically. You got to sit there and make it happen. And I hope Concord doesn't turn out that way. I hope that there's challenges and reasons to keep playing, regardless of if you're working towards them or not. And I hope there's not like weird challenges where it's like, oh, you have to combo these two enemies' abilities, and now you're sitting here trying to like farm with your teammates and whatnot, and it just gets messy. I hope it's very, I hope there's a mix of both. I hope there are some like, oh, you get rewarded for cool rare combinations with your classmates with your teammates, but also give us some simple challenges that are just like, very easy tallies up from doing different simple tasks. And I can see that being really fun. Now, I say all this and I say, oh, here's what this game needs to succeed to stand apart and stand with all these other games that I enjoy. This game is going to be $40 at launch. This is a $40 video game. And so I worry, is this game worth $40? Yes. I'll say unequivocally, this game is worth $40. The problem is there's a lot of games that are worth $40. If I got $40 and I'm spending it on a video game, a full price video game, I'm telling you right now, I'm not spending it on a multiplayer only first person shooter. I'm just not built that way. Especially not for one that's attached to an IP I've never heard of, don't care about, don't have a connection to. Maybe I would have done that in like the PS3 generation, but even in the PS3 generation, I guarantee you, it wouldn't be me paying money. I wouldn't pay $40 for this. I would pay 20, 15, 20. I bought Punisher No Mercy on the PlayStation 3. I bought Brink back in the day, years later, but I did buy Brink and played it on PlayStation 3 for a hot minute. $40 is too much of an asking price for what this is. Not because of anything structurally wrong with it, but because fundamentally, the thing that it is not something I've been conditioned to spend a lot of money on, even if it is quality. And I understand that they're trying to counteract that. They have it in their head, hey, Overwatch could do it. Why can't we do it? So here's hoping that it works out and people can, get with it. I don't know if I can get with it. So that's my concern here. We'll find out if this hits, because I guarantee this is going to get some pretty decent reviews. I think 80 minimum for the Metacritic here is what I'm expecting. I think people are not going to be able to deny how fun it is, but there's great games come out all the time. Do you care? Do you care is the question. And it's just hard to care about these characters. It's hard to care about the narrative they seem to be trying to spin, but I also don't know if there is even a narrative in this game. When they talk about all the cutscenes they're working on doing and how they're planning on building out this world, these cutscenes that I've seen so far feel less like, oh, we need to flesh out this world and tell this narrative, and feel more like we need people to care about these characters so that they can get excited about playing them. Here's these cute little vignettes to just say, hey, don't you love Boz, right? Because look at the little cute interaction they had in this cutscene. That's not enough for me. That's not going to be enough for a lot of people to sit and wait every week for these cutscenes. So here's hoping they're able to figure something out. I hope the best for them, but I'm just not seeing the vision quite yet. But hopefully it comes out and there's some crazy additions that come on release that I just don't know about. Because I really did have fun with this, and I'm looking at gameplay now, especially when I'm like on a kill streak. It looks fun, and I like have that itch on me to be like, man, I want to hop back in there and play some more of that, but I don't know if I want to do $40 to do that again, so we'll see. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Concord. Shout out to Ty Dolla Sign. Hopefully, he's doing okay. Actually, nah, he's a little bit weird. He made 2 albums back to back with Kanye West, which I understand it's Kanye West, but also in 2024, fuck that guy. It's okay though. It's okay. All right, we're done with this. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more traditional test drive videos and other videos on the channel, go ahead and give us a subscription. VGU.tv. Give us your thought and attention and watch our stuff and please and blah blah blah. And also I'm Emmett Watkins Jr. EJ Spun 61. If you want to hear more from me on any stuff, any topics, see what I'm doing on the internet. And that's all I got for you. Thank you for watching. And as I always say, keep it real, keep it trill, and play on, player. Peace out, y'all.